can't say that it's my entire eyeshadow collection because I have a few individuals that I couldn't end up finding, but this is a great majority of them. There's also one palette, I think it was the Equinox palette from ColourPop, I'm not sure though of the name, that I have had it lost for like a year now, and I cannot find it for the life of me, so I have it somewhere, unless it got taken by Pixies or something, I don't know, but I had it at one point, and now I don't. I'll also say that I have a lot of ColourPop eyeshadows. That's where most of my eyeshadows are from. But there's a few other like drugstore brands that I have, and one indie brand. So there's like some variety, but it's mostly ColourPop, to be honest. So I figured we could start with the individuals that I have, because I have two. The first one is a Super Shock eyeshadow in Birthday Treat, and this came free in an order. Very pretty. It's a peachy gold. This came free in an order I placed during their anniversary. I forget which one, but it was a few years ago. It has a 5 on it, so I'm going to guess maybe it was the 5th anniversary. And it was a free item, so, and it's really pretty. I figure I won't swatch every single one of these because we'd be here a long time if I did, but I figured I might swatch some of the like favorite shades. You see, that's like, it's so glittery and shiny and pretty. Honestly, it's really nice. So this was a really nice surprise when I got it. Next, you can't judge how beat up a lot of these are because I've had them for a long time. A lot of these have probably expired, but I don't care. I'm using them on my eyes and my eyes alone, and I'm not throwing out an eyeshadow palette when it like has so much product left in it. I can't waste things like that. So this one's pretty beat up. This is my only high-end eyeshadow, and it's because I got an individual of it with a gift card, I think. I got this for my prom, I think. When I went to prom, I needed an eyeshadow that matched the accent color on my dress, and it was almost this color exactly. So I saw it and I'm like, I have to have it, and I bought the individual, and it was still really expensive. But I still use it to this day, so I guess it was worth it. I might as well also swatch this. I'll say it's pretty pigmented, but it's really dry. It's a really dry formula. I'm not sure if I said, but it's a Makeup Forever eyeshadow. I don't know if I would spend that kind of money on an eyeshadow again, because it's a lot. Now I figured we would take a look at the quads that I have, because I have 2 of those. I got this, again, it's grody, don't judge me. It's a Wet n Wild Bed of Roses eyeshadow palette, and I'm not sure if you can see, you can especially see on this one, they are imprinted with a rose on the actual eyeshadows. So you have this glittery pink. This is also a glittery, but it's like a darker, rosier pink. And then we have a purple grayish color, and then this is like a nice maroon burgundy almost. Love this. I actually use this for my under eye area today. Mostly these two. My next one is this ColourPop quad. I'm pretty sure this is the Gemini palette. Yeah. This is from their Zodiac line. I actually kind of hated the colors in the Aquarius, Pisces, and Sagittarius ones, or thought that they were like boring. So I did get the ones that were actually in my big three. I actually don't have Gemini in my chart at all. However, I liked these colors. We have yellow, pretty saturated medium brown, and like a light champagne gold, and then like a true gold. And these are really nice for, this is the champagne wood. That's really nice for like inner corner pop of shimmer moments. But I use the brown more than I thought I would. Next are the 4 or 5 pan eyeshadows. I think some of them might have like 7 or whatever, but they're the long ones. So this one has a mirror. This is one of those like choose your own colors, put together the palette yourself palettes. And it is of these colors. You have like a soft dark yellow. It's like a harvest gold yellow, a orange, a medium brown, and then a dark brown, almost burgundy. But it turns out to be more brown than burgundy, really, when you put it on. And this is definitely a very grody looking palette. I've had it for a while, and it's gotten very beaten up over the years. Next is a newer one from e.l.f. This is, I think, it's the bite-sized eyeshadow palettes, and I See You. And it's these like bluish purple ones. I used this for my Halloween makeup when I was doing a full like clown beat situation, so these are beat up even though I got this pretty recently. And the next one is another drugstore brand. This is a Wet n Wild one. It is a 5-pan palette in Walking on Eggshells. And it's got this like creamy shimmery one, a lighter brown, a shimmery pinky champagne. I almost want to call it rose gold. It's this one right here. It's not as shimmery as I'd like it to be, but it's nice. And then a sparkly dark brown, and then the darkest brown over here. This next one is a 6-pan eyeshadow palette, so another cheat. But it is the Brights eyeshadow palette. I'm pretty sure that they took their like rainbow, like all the colors eyeshadow palette, and broke it up into rows that they then sold individually, and this is like the colorful one. I'm like, if I want access to any of these colors, I can just get it in this. So I did do that. These are not that pigmented though, I'm gonna be honest. I like a lot of NYX products, but we put her there. You see how that's like it's kind of patchy and you kind of gotta go over it a few times. This is the pink one. It's not great, but I still use it a decent amount of the time because it is convenient for getting random wacky colors that I need. The next one is one of my oldest eyeshadow palettes, so it is really crusty looking. You cannot judge. But it is one of these. It's from e.l.f. And it's the Mad for Matte palette. You can see that it's very used. But it is a lot of different browns, and there's a gray in there, and it has been very used over the years, especially for cosplay makeup when I need like just nude eyeshadows. I can even use it for extreme contour if I need, which is very useful for cosplay usually. Onto the square eyeshadow palettes now. This one is very beaten up, but it's the L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted palette. It still smells like peaches. It smells like peaches. As you can see, I'm literally missing a whole shade here. It broke, and then I've hit pan on a bunch of these. Clearly, I like this palette. I think it's really pretty. But it's definitely a pretty dusty palette. Honestly, I'd buy this again. I would buy this pan again. It is $12, I think, which is kind of a lot, but you do get a lot of eyeshadows, and I do think a lot of them are really pretty. I wouldn't say a lot of them are like super pigmented, but they give you some really pretty looks, to be honest. So, yeah, I would probably buy this again. But the crust is real on that one for sure. Now the outside of these are pretty bad. And these are all my 9-pan ColourPop eyeshadow palettes. This one is the main squeeze one. As you can see, most of the lettering is worn off. But it's their red palette. And I was looking for some reds when I found this palette, and I was so excited. And there's a lot of really pretty colors in here. Like, they're really pretty. So I was stoked finding this palette. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I got the free Super Shock eyeshadow with. I think it was part of the same collection. So I really like this palette. Highly advise if you like red eyeshadows. At the time I had red hair, so it kind of like went together. This next one is also really beat up. It's the Baby God Peach palette. At some point I had taken a Sharpie and I had put Baby Goth Peach on it. I had graffitied on the name of it. But that has also worn off. So, and the inside of this is rough, let me tell you. But part of that reason is because there's a glitter in this one, like a glitter. So I had tape over top of that to keep it from getting everywhere else. As you can see, the glitter is right here, the dangerous one. But these are like just a bunch of peachy neutral shades, which is very pretty. They're all very pretty palettes, which I suppose would be the reason why I bought them. But yeah, there's a lot of pretty shimmers in here. I'm gonna put the tape back on top of this sparkle though, because I am not willing to accept the rest of the palette getting covered in glitter. The next one you guys have seen so many times. It is I believe they renamed it. I got it before they renamed it. So it's the Smoke Show palette for me. I don't know what they renamed it, but they had to rename it, I think, for copyright issues. But it's my black and white palette. Love this one. The next one is a little out of left field, but it's the Mint to Be palette. Surprise, surprise. It's a bunch of mint colors. I don't use this a lot. I got this when I was pretty sure that green was my color. Mainly because I had like watermelon pink hair at the time. So I was kind of going for the watermelon look. I still like greens, and I'm not against doing greens. Like, this comes in handy when I'm doing Christmas makeup and stuff, but I don't do a lot of green looks, I'll have to say. My last eyeshadow palette is the one that I got from an indie brand. I have treated this one poorly, so do not blame the beat up packaging on the indie brand. They're doing just fine. The brand is called Lace with Cherry, and the cover looks like this. Ignore this. I beat it up. It's fun packaging. I like it. It is a bunch of reds and pinks, and there's just a whole row of glitter. Love that. And they're really nice colors. Let me swatch this color. It's called Quartz. If you just take a look at that, it's like clearly it's already so much more pigmented than this one. And then let's swatch a shimmer shade. I feel like I must prove to you guys that this indie brand is absolutely worth it. There's our shimmer. And then there's like a lighter shimmer color. It's more on the champagne side. Very pretty. So it's worth it. There's this one neon color. I never use this neon color, but it is there, and it is in your face. I'm not a neon girl, but the rest of these colors are really pretty. And it comes with a mirror. So Laced with Cherry, check them out. It's a black-owned brand. Black-owned indie small brand. I think it's a one-person run business, to be honest, or at least it was when I bought this. So if you want to support a small business, first look at my Etsy down in the description, but then check out Laced with Cherry. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them at all. I just like their stuff. That's all that I have to show you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. Bye-bye.